Hi, this is Ben from Trade for Good, and in this video I'll be walking you through the first time you log into the Viewpoint software and showing you what you'll see and what you'll need to pop in there. So let's start. Let's go up to the top right corner to the yellow login button up there. We left click on that and it'll bring up our login page. So all you need to do is pop in your username. In my instance it's demo. I pop the password in and then I click the red login button, which just turned white, and it takes us to the purple IRESS page. And don't be worried, everyone's going to get this the very first time. So what we need to do is pop in our temporary password, and then we're just going to follow a couple of rules and make sure it's familiar to you. I advise you to write this one down. So it's going to have an uppercase, a lowercase, a number, and a non-alphanumeric character, like an exclamation, $, hashtag, etc. So I'll just do and now that's happy. So once that's been reset, it will now log you into the IRESS layout. So we can see I'm actually accessing it while the market's open, so you see a lot of the information's updating for you dynamically. So what we're going to do first is I'll just do a bit of an overview of where things are and a couple of the settings. So we'll go up to the top right corner next to my username, which is demo at Trade for Good. You'll see 3 horizontal lines. It's called the application menu. We're going to click on there, and we're going to go down to the bottom where it says color. So some people like it dark, some people like it light. I'm going to click on light, and then you see it looks totally different on your screen. Another couple of really good points in here are obviously the sign-in security. This is where if you want to change your password again, you can do that. And also the help center. So if you want to get some general information about this IRESS Viewpoint software, it's really good. So now we're just going to have a quick look at the layout of the screen and go through that together. So we'll just start from the left side here. We've got what we'll call our quote windows. So this is just an overview of a couple of different important indices or indexes for Australia and around the world. So the first one we got is the XJO, so that's your top 200 codes. So that's a really good indicator of how the market's tracking. And then you got what we call the XAO, which is the All Ordinaries. So you probably would have heard about that. That's a good indicator of what's going on. And then we got Dow Jones. So this is just a good indicator to see how the US was tracking last night. So none of that's, it's not going to update during the day here because it's the market's closed over there. And the Hang Seng, which is the obviously the Chinese index, is the watch list. So if we go to the top left corner, we've got a couple of things we can look at here. We've got basically the search box where you can search for securities or a particular watch list. But right now we're looking, if you just go to the right of it, it says the XTL, and that's the top 20 stocks in the ASX watch list. So if we want to look for a particular code, you can see there I've searched previously for BHP. I just type in BHP, and I'll bring up a list of securities available. Same goes if you wanted to search for the top 200, which is the XJO. We've got pre-created watch lists for you, which you can just click and monitor them there. But I'll just quickly jump back to the top 20 because it's nice and clean and simple. And we're going to have a look at NAB, National Australia Bank. So if I go to the first column where it's highlighted black, it's got the stock code, which is NAB. You've got your description, which is National Australia Bank. It's got the last price, so you can see where it's the last transaction price has gone through. And you can see the movement for the day. And obviously not having a very good day if they're down almost 2%. And then you can look at the bid, so that's what people are willing to buy it at, and the ask, what people are willing to sell it at, those prices. and then you can look at the other information like open, high, low, close price, etc. I'll go into more detail in further videos with this. I just want to give you a brief overview. One other important thing in here is next to the NAB there's like a little newspaper, and that means there's a new news article. So we can just left click on that, and that will open up a window when you can have a look in and go, all right, so there's serious announcements there from the ASX which are affecting the price. So the idea is that you can have a look at those and have a read of them. So let's close that. That's it for the watch list. Now we're going to have a quick look at market activity. So the market activity is just an overview of how the market's performing in general. So today we're going to look at the ASX, obviously, and we're going to look at Trade Match, which is basically just the ASX market only. And we're looking at the total market across the top there, so you can always drill down if you want to look at more particular areas. And currently it's sorted by the most amount of volume that's gone through, but let's do it by top losers by percentage. It filters it out there for you. Now we'll have a quick look at market depth. So market depth is essentially a snapshot of how, basically, price, the amount of people on that particular price, and basically the price steps. So if we pop in here BHP, so BHP.ASX, because it's the Australian exchange. TM is for Trade Match, that means it's the Australian Stock Exchange. Number 9 means there's 9 people or 10 people at that particular price point, and the combined volume is those, which keeps jumping around. And obviously, if we click on this little arrow here, we can look at the last 20 transactions that have gone through. Obviously, with market depth, well, it's on BHP, it's very busy. So we'll go to the security info tab, and we go BHP, and that just brings a historical overview of BHP, just general information. Now we'll jump to the chart tab, and we'll have a look at BHP as well. So we'll just show you historical prices for BHP. I'm just going to change the time period from an intraday 5 to a daily chart, and you can see historically how the charts performed. Obviously, I'm going to go through in a future video and show you a lot more about this. So we'll just jump to the next section, which is news. Now we're in the news screen here, and we can actually search for a particular code. But right now it's configured to show you the most recent news available in the ASX. So we're going to have a quick search for BHP. So click on BHP.ASX, and you can see here it's filtered by the stock code there. And the last tab we'll have a look at is called the previous dividends. So you can see how it's performing historically and what kind of payout you'll get if you're a shareholder. So it's always good to know, and especially when the book's closed and when you get the payments. So this has just been a really brief overview of the IRESS viewpoint software that we're using for Trade for Good. In the following videos, I'll be showing you around the trading tab here, what you'll see in your portfolios, how to place a trade, buy and sell, and what you'll see going through there. Obviously, if you have any more questions, please send us an email through to info@tradeforgood.com.au or give us a call on 1300 263 800. Thanks a lot. Bye.